Hi, my name is Alex Valadez, and I'm Operations Manager with Worldwide Golf Shops. We're here at Bear Creek Golf Club, and I'm here with Jose and Mike from Cobra Golf, and we're going to be looking at the new AeroJet driver.
All right, Alex, well, it's great to have you here for a driver fit. What we're going to do is a little different here. We're going to take Alex through 3 different heads. Now, only one of these is probably going to fit you, but we want to take you through the lineup of the AeroJet products, right? The first one we have here is the AeroJet Max, and we're going to put you in the most forgiving setting. So this may not fly perfectly for him because he may not fit him, but we're going to take you through and let him hit the ball. You're going to be a machine for us.
Okay.
Same swing every time, and let's show everybody how these heads perform differently. And Mike and I will take you through a fit, okay?
Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Again, we're aiming at that blue and orange flag out there. You just do you. Okay, let's hit another.
What's first impressions just looking down? Do you feel confident? Does it look shape-wise?
Actually looks really neutral for a draw by hitch driver, which is nice.
Yeah, it's not just draw, it's supposed to be neutral, like forgiving. So it should be like look easy to hit.
Very square. That's
Yeah.
the first thing I see. Looks really good.
It's great.
You know, when he says forgiving, he's also talking max MOI. So with that weight in the back, it's going to give you the most stability.
Okay.
So you can even talk about it if you happen to miss one, because you typically don't, how it felt if you missed one. But let's go ahead and hit another. Let's let you get familiar with it a little bit. Immediately it flies really high.
Yeah.
And that's what this driver is about as well. It's made with the CG really low, really backed, a lot of dynamic lofting. It's made to help the golfer get it up in the air. Go ahead and hit another. That's a high bomber.
You want to have some fun now, Hose?
Well, let's have some fun with them for sure. We're gonna move it around for you, and we're not gonna tell you what we're doing.
Okay.
And we're just gonna let you experience it, okay? So this driver does have 2 settings, so now we're gonna put it in the alternate setting of this driver and let you hit it.
Alrighty.
Let's aim down at the blue flag at this one.
Send it.
All right, buddy. Remember, you're the machine. You swing the same, let us manage it all.
Uh-oh.
Sound a little thin.
It was a little mishit on my end.
Little mishit straight down the middle, about 285 yards. Nice mishit, kid.
Yeah.
Don't you wish your misses were more like that? I don't even have it. I don't even have it in front of me, the numbers, and I know what I'm seeing. That was a pretty good miss. There it is.
That was interesting because that felt really good.
Felt really good. And what did it do?
Drew quite a bit.
Yeah, more than you were expecting, right?
Yeah, I would have told you that was straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you feeling any of the change?
I can definitely feel it. I can feel it doing something different at the bottom.
Good.
Yeah.
Looks like we did our job.
It feels very fast at the bottom.
Go ahead and hit it, and I'll tell you what you're hitting while you're on top of it. So we move the weight to the heel. Bringing the CG closer to the hosel is helping you square it up a little easier. Now, you may not need it, but there are people out there that will, and it's going to help them. There it is again. Beautiful. It's perfect. It's actually a pretty darn good driver for you in this setting.
Doing the same thing every time.
It's just the same thing every time, right? You don't have to worry about a 2-way miss. You just have a consistent draw. I think it's too much draw than you'd like to see, so we're going to continue with the fit and take you on to another head. So I'll take this back for you. We're going to put you now into the standard AeroJet. Standard AeroJet has only 1 weight position. It's in the back, so it just looks like it's forgiving, but it brings down the trajectory, which I think you could use, and it brings up a little bit of speed.
Okay.
And this is more like a neutral setting than the last draw setting. So again, you swing the same, and let's look at the ball fly and see what it does on its own. How does it look?
I like that. Again, it looks very square. If anything, it's more what I like. It sits, I guess, a tiny bit open,
yes,
which is
we
nice.
do that on purpose, yeah.
And the heel looks different. The back right heel looks a little different.
All right. You caught it. It's a little trimmer down there.
Yeah.
Good job with understanding what's going on. So that looks a little bit flatter, not as spinny.
Yeah.
That was a monster, by the way.
That felt really
you
good.
keep this up, we might have to move back another 40 yards by the time we get to a driver that we think you really like. Go ahead and hit another. What did that one fly, Mike? Tell us about those numbers on that first hit.
That's a 295 carry hose.
295 carry. How far did it roll out to?
319.
319. What were the numbers like?
It's a high launch missile, 1700 spin.
Okay.
So in some worlds, you'd be done. If you got somebody, you know, that's hitting that high launch and that low spin, you're in a pretty good position. So now, after you hit this one, I'm going to ask you what you would change on it. Okay? We need to have this interactive. You need to tell us as a player what you'd be looking to do. So that's one of the misses that's slightly right. Yeah? But off your target line, that's still probably just borderline fairway, maybe a little bit in the rough. Mike, tell us what those numbers look like for this miss.
It's not much, 290. He's still launching at 15. He got the spin rate up a little bit, and you would think that's like 3,000 plus. That's 2,400 spin.
Okay.
So that's why it still went a long ways. This head is still very forgiving. So it still takes your misses and ensures that it's not spinny and crooked as it can be. Do you hit that one a little bit in the heel?
A little bit, yeah.
But you see that your 1,700 spin went up to 2,400. It wasn't a massive gain from hitting in the heel, and that's the stuff that we're designing into the head. Now, let's change gears. You tell me what you'd love to see next.
In terms of flight?
Yeah.
I would like to see, it's kind of contradicting of distance a little bit, but I like to see it lower with more spin because I usually hit more fairways that way.
Okay, so you want a gamer type of
Yes.
shot. This is great for long distance.
If I want to bomb it.
Okay, all right. So we have a head that we'll take you to.
Okay.
And then we're going to work on your trajectory and your spin control. But in the end, I think what's cool there is you saw a secret weapon that you could be using if you're just going out playing bomb and gouge.
It's extremely forgiving. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the LS head.
Okay.
And don't let the LS scare you. This stands for low spin. But we can still have adjustments in this head. So right now we have the weight in the heel. That's what we call neutral.
Okay.
Mike has it at 8 degrees.
Okay.
It's a 9-degree head. And we're just going to let you hit this and take some numbers down and see where we go. But go ahead and give us your feedback on the look and all that.
Right away, I like that it looks deeper in the crown and in the face a little bit, and it's slimmer on the back again.
You know what? It's actually the shallowest face we have, but
Really?
it's the deepest looking because this head has the most aerodynamics of all the three.
Okay.
So the top of the crown is actually taller, but the face is relatively the same height as the other two.
Oh, so it's just right here.
Yeah, so as a better player, you guys love deeper looking heads, right? It feels like you can hit penetrating trajectories.
Yeah.
Right? So all of that we've done, that helps aero to raise the crown. We've also taken the back of it and brought the aft upward, if you will. That also adds to the aerodynamics.
Okay.
So hopefully from this we see a little bit more club head speed maybe, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit one. Let's take a first peek at one with you. And again, please, talk out loud, tell us what you're feeling so Dr. Hearne here can help move us into another direction.
I really liked seeing that, to be honest.
So tell everybody what you saw. It's starting a little bit more right.
It did start kind of where I started, and then it cut a little because I hit the heel, but I like to see a miss that way.
Okay. Step one, he likes the miss.
I love that. I'd take that all day.
We got to move back. We just got a call from the clubhouse. You're hitting too darn far.
Okay.
Let's break for a second. Let's reset back further.
Okay.
Nice job hitting.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've reset the range. We've actually had to move back across the street here. We're at the back of the range at Bear Creek, and Alex was hitting the ball so far, even with his mishits, we were hitting on top of the range on the other side, and the members were flagging us down. So we might have some cars flying by, but we've managed to give them another 50 yards, so we're back here across the street. So Alex, let's continue. Okay. Hit the head, hit this one again, tell us what you're feeling, and let's just pick up where we left off, okay? Pretty good pickup where we left off. So talk to us about that. Tell us what you felt.
It feels just as good as the other two. I really like that I have a tough time turning it over.
Okay.
It's really good to see because I could have told you I pulled it and it went pretty straight.
All right.
So I really like that it's moving the other way.
What do you think about the address view here? Again, you've looked at it now a couple of times. Did you notice it's a little bit more compact than the other two?
It's more compact. I like that it sits open. I like that it's slimmer than the other two.
It is our standard head. This is the head we use for our tour staffers. It is about 2.5 degrees open in the face angle. It's neutral ball flight, is a small fade. What would you change on this?
I wouldn't change anything from that last shot.
I wouldn't change it. Like personally, I like
You
where it's
passed the
at.
test. Mike, tell us what he just did.
Well, so we talked about how you want a flatter ball flight. I don't know if just mentally, like having more space, we finally hit that 12.5, 2200.
Okay, cool.
Brought the peak height down to like 110, which is still PGA Tour height. Ball speed was excellent. I mean, we gave up a few yards of carry, but I think we got that flight and the control factor that you're looking for.
Yeah, it flew 290 instead of
Okay.
295. You lost 5 yards, but you gained the control factor of what you're talking about as a player. You want to be able to go to any fairway and have a feeling that you can control it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's hit one more, verify, and then we're going to tinker a little bit. I think there could be more out there. You asked a question earlier about the face. Now, you're familiar with Cobra drivers a little bit, so tell everybody what you had a question on, and I can talk them through it.
Yeah, I noticed that this model does not have the milled face.
Yes.
So.
We've had CNC milling in our drivers since 2018, right? We went to infinity milling, and it's something we love because it controls the curvature of the face. But this year, the engineers gave us a proposition. They brought a brand new face to us. Last year, we introduced AI design. We call it machine learning hot face design, 15 hot spots in the face. This year, they came to us with a brand new face that's called PowerShell. It's actually an L cup where that face actually rolls onto the bottom of the driver and welds onto the bottom, okay? That we're calling this PowerShell hot face, and that's gonna give you a little bit more trampoline effect. It's a larger face that we're 100% forging, bending it, and then welding. Well, we can't weld underneath the head, unfortunately. So we gave up a little bit control or perfection on curvature, but we're picking up more speed around the center of the face. So as you hit, if you do miss one, which you've had a couple small misses, you've noticed a lot of speed still. And that's what this face is delivering, okay? Well, that's a beauty too.
I think we're done.
Yeah, you have a credit card. We'll just take your credit card. That was
It's a
another
little
nice
chilly.
hit, very consistent. Mike, why don't you take us through those numbers? And
Well, I could hear it was just maybe a little on the thin side. So the ball
Yeah.
speed really still retained at 165, but it's still hitting a window of 13.5 and 1800 spins. So,
Okay.
And again, we're hitting that trajectory we're looking for. You're not seeing a lot of dispersion right, left. It's kind of right on your target line. So that's what you're looking for. But I wouldn't mind, trying a couple other settings just to see if we're gonna, get a few more.
I'm gonna let the doctor loose on you.
Alrighty.
So Mike said you thinned that one a little bit, but I thought you hit a little bit higher on the face. Which one was
I
it?
thought it was low, but it was definitely towards the toe. So I'm not,
Okay.
I couldn't tell if it was thin or toe.
So
Just
slightly
somewhere
toe.
towards the center toe.
Okay, but what's great about it is it's still a very playable shot. To the naked eye, it was a soft draw on the same line as the one you hit just before it. It still went a pretty long ways, 286, 314, right? You lost 4 yards because you missed it off the center, but because of the things we do to make it more forgiving and still deliver to you speed on the face, it is doing its job. You're not being robbed of a lot of distance. I flew a little higher, but it's super flat.
I don't know why it feels better, at the top especially.
Hit another one. That one might carry a little more spin, but still.
I know it's a little, I noticed right now it's a little higher, but I don't mind that I can see that it's spinning a little more, and that I actually don't mind that.
Well, I mean, what I do like is you've gone from here to here to here.
Yeah.
Right? You're really straight right now. Mike, why don't you give us some numbers to refer to here?
Well, I mean, it's not spinny. It's now we're back to where we started. We're at 15 launch, 2200 spin.
Right.
So, the peak height went up way high at 131. But again, we're talking this game for you, right? I want to keep it in the box, keep it tight. The only thing I did there is, like you made a mention earlier, like how you like to feel more head weight. That's the only change I made. I added 4 grams to the head.
Okay, it's funny.
So you
can
immediately
feel
knew
it.
that after the first swing something felt different.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of you responding to the field you know, the change in the feel.
Are we still in neutral setting?
I kept it heavy heel. I haven't done anything with the toe yet. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I want to see
I
that.
don't think you need it. You know, we have one more setting in this head. Right now, the weight is in the heel setting, which is what we call neutral. He just made it heavier for you, so it still feels the same. A little heavier for you, feels good. But if you are still drawing it like you say your miss is, we can move that weight to the toe, which will make it fade even more. We haven't seen anything move left. We haven't seen anything move right. So we actually think you're really darn close. Now it's more about trajectory, managing that type of trajectory. So hit another one. You've only hit a couple balls with it, so
It's
hit
crazy
another one.
to me how much more like this ball flight is completely different than the other heads. It wants to start straight and almost go to the right automatically.
Exactly. Well, that's what this head's designed to do. It's very different. Max
Yeah.
was designed to deliver up and left, right? The X is more neutral, maybe a small draw bias, and this is supposed to be small fade bias, which is perfect for you, for somebody who normally lives with a right to left ball flight. My goodness, we could play any golf course anywhere you want with that type of trajectory. Tell me what you thought.
I like how this is right now, to be honest. I don't want to touch it, but
Cool.
feels great too.
Mike, great job. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. That was a lot of fun.